Hey, what's going on, guys? I am back with an update from a video that I did in 2021 when 13-year-old Valentina was shopping for a quinceañera dress in LA. A suspect ran into the store with a dangerous weapon, and officers utilized force to stop him and ultimately killed her while she was in the dressing room. I want to give you guys an update on that verdict, but before we do that, do me a favor. If you guys like my content, subscribe, hit the like button. It truly helps move us up forward in the algorithm, so that way more people know exactly what the law enforcement profession is all about. But with that being said, let's jump into this. Let's watch the video just so that way you guys kind of have a recap of what happened, and I'm going to talk about the update that just came out a couple days ago.
Questions linger tonight over the death of a young girl killed during a police shooting at a North Hollywood Burlington store. 14-year-old Valentina Oriana Peralta died when a police officer's bullet passed through the wall of a dressing room during a violent incident 2 days before Christmas.
The memorial is for 14-year-old Valentina Oriana Peralta. Valentina was shopping with her mother when a Los Angeles police officer in hot pursuit of an assault suspect viciously attacking shoppers opened fire inside of the store. A stray bullet struck Valentina. The suspect died. So did Valentina, dying in her mother's arms.
All right, so I remember when this situation happened, there was a lot of people that were just upset because LAPD killed a 13-year-old girl. Don't get me wrong, it was tragic on all accounts. So sad. She's an innocent bystander, but everybody was trying to point the blame at the LAPD officers. Well, just recently, some of the articles came out and they said California won't prosecute the LAPD officer who shot the teenage girl in the store dressing room. And that's not a surprise to me. I remember when this first came out in 2021, I said, hey, look, the officer, as tragic as it is, the officer was not at fault. Some people were saying, well, there's no way that, you shouldn't be just shooting aimlessly into a store. Well, the officer wasn't shooting aimlessly. As we saw in this situation, as the officers approached that girl, as they turned the corner, they see this guy who is a deadly threat to not only the officers, but people around him. They shoot, and one of the bullets just so happens to go into a dressing room where there was somebody inside. They had no clue that she was in there. And it's so tragic. But the reason I wanted to bring this video up was because, people in the public, they just always are trying to find a reason why law enforcement is wrong. Like, the officers, in my opinion, did a phenomenal job in their response. It was almost like it was an active shooter situation. People actually believed that the person was armed with a gun when the call first came out. So it was an active shooter situation. The officers had the mindset of, we are running towards the gunfire, towards the guns in this scenario in order to stop that threat to prevent further damage from occurring. And so the mindset that they had to go towards the danger was just phenomenal. But it was tragic that ultimately this girl, Valentina, was killed. And so not only did the officers have to deal with the fact that they took this young girl's life in the scope of their duties, but now you have to worry about the pressure or what the public, the general public, has to say about these officers, as if they don't already feel bad about what they did. These are scenarios and situations where we need to be pointing the blame at the suspect. Like, we live in a society nowadays where we take all the blame away from the suspect and we put it on the officers who were responding there to do their job. Like, that's where the blame should have been. We should have just been pointing the blame at the suspect for creating the situations and circumstances that caused this young girl to lose her life. And so I wanted to come back to this scenario just because it didn't surprise me, nor should it surprise you that they didn't charge the officer for killing this young girl. Again, tragic on all accounts. My heart goes out to the family nonetheless, but I definitely think it was something worth talking about again, because you don't necessarily see these articles when they come out. Like, this is what's crazy to me before I wrap this up. What's crazy to me is when this first happened, man, there was articles all over the place. LAPD officers shoot young 13-year-old girl who's in a dressing room. But now that this article came out, this was in April. We haven't heard it. I mean, it didn't get it wasn't front page headlines. It wasn't all over the place. Why? Because, why? It's not, this isn't what sells. This isn't what gets people up and running. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I just feel like the media does, they just try to, just capitalize on your emotions so much so because they know that it sells. So anyways, if you guys like this channel, like I said at the beginning, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you guys like some of the BBU apparel that I've been rocking lately, do me a favor, go to breakingbarriersunited.com, go to apparel, check us out there. With that being said, I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care and God bless.